whatever the things are there, you just close your eyes and you just try to imagine, okay, what will happen, whether this is possible or not. But I really appreciate your question. This kind of creativity needs to be there really when it comes to learning. Okay, I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think we are good to start, and let me take the attendance. Just hardly give me only 1 minute to do it. Be faster. Okay. Okay, guys. So I'm very good. So today, like, we will look into a different topic. So let me open my notes and let me quickly have a look like last class what we did. Okay. Last class we did about log analytic workspace. Okay, perfect. Then we would have been covered about how to create a virtual machine, how to transfer the logs to the log analytic workspace, and how to create an alert and other things. So I think we are all good on that particular point, I believe. So today we will look into a topic that is known as Key Vault. Okay, so let me share my screen and let's quickly have a walkthrough on it. Okay. So let me ask some imaginary questions. You guys can give a try. Okay. Now there is one data center. Okay. Now you all know that inside the data center, there will be multiples of racks and servers will be there. Okay. Now let's take that you created one server. Okay. Which is called VM1. And inside that VM1, you are having a file called test.txt. And this is the file which you are having. Okay. And this file, which is super confidential. Okay. So which has some important things which should not, other people should not know. And you have created it. Now you can just know that one unknown guy who tried to enter into the data center, they can able to go, guys, like you or me, anyone can able to enter into the data center?
No.
No. Really, it's impossible. Okay, you and me, we cannot. Let's take any guy who is very politically influenced. Okay, he has a good power. So whether he can able to go into the data center?
No.
No, it's impossible. Okay, so even though the guy has a good power, he cannot able to go inside the data center because the data centers are created in a way that it's been designed with that particular policy and governance. Okay, no unknown entries cannot able to enter into the data center. Okay, so if you want to enter into the data center, you need to follow certain mechanisms. Okay, certain process you have to follow, then you are allowed into the data center, but the process are going to be really huge. Okay, so now let's take myself. I'm Satish. I work in Microsoft. Okay, and I'm a data center engineer. So I have a capability to enter into the data center at any point of time. Okay, because I'm an engineer who is working inside that. So I go inside the data center, I stand in front of your computer and I try to hack and I try to read this file, which is the test.txt file, which is something super confidential as per you. Okay, and I try to read this. I can able to go into the data center because I work over there. I have a capability to enter into the data center. And I try to hack this and I try to read this. Is it a good thing, really?
Not at all.
Not at all. Then how do you guys trust Microsoft Azure and how do you keep your files inside it? This can happen, right? There can be an engineer who has an access to go into the data center. And what happens if that particular guy who try to do some trapping or some kind of hacking technologies and who try to read the data of it? So it's, we all know that it's really bad. How do you trust Azure and how do you do this actually? Whether this is possible.
Authentication.
Okay. So whether this is really in real time, this is possible or impossible? What do you think? Yes. What is, it's possible or impossible? Yes, it's not a technical question, just an imaginary question. You can be wrong also, nothing to be worried. A guy who has an access to the data center is trying to go inside it and trying to read a file. It can
It
be
is possible.
possible or it cannot be. It is possible.
It is possible.
So what can be a measures which can be taken from Azure in order to avoid these kind of things? A very simple reason. Okay. So the guy who try to read this, he cannot able to do this at all. Okay. The simple reason is whatever the data which is coming inside the data center will basically be encrypted. Okay. So I strongly believe that you all know about encryption, known as encryption. Guys, you all know what is known as encryption. Encryption is nothing but now you know that WhatsApp is end-to-end encrypted. What is end-to-end encrypted? Now I send a message to Rupa. Okay. She sends a hi message to me. I receive it. Okay. Now someone in this world, okay, a hacker who try to trap this network and who try to read this particular hacker will not able to see the original message. That guy will able to see like something, some kind of random numbers or something. They cannot able to see the original numbers because it's basically been encrypted. So when it goes outside the phone, it got encrypted. When this guy gets the message, it been decrypted. So this is called an encryption and decryption, which has been used in WhatsApp. I believe that most of the people here knows it. Guys, everyone knows about this, I believe. Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
So same mechanism which has been used here. So the data, whatever which is coming into the data center, Azure takes a measure that all the data which are being encrypted. Okay, the hacker who try to read the file will not able to see the original value. He can able to see a clubbed or mixed numbers and symbols or some other things, but not the original content for 200%. Because Azure is designed in that particular way. Okay, so a guy who doesn't have a security knowledge, they should not be saying that okay, you doesn't have a security knowledge, so it's your fault, it's not my fault. They cannot say like that, right? So they are taking care about yourself, and they also focus on the security and the privacy and about your data which is coming inside the data center also. Okay, guys, now you might be having a little bit idea about it. So you can blindly trust Azure and you can keep your data inside the data center. Guys, everyone are good till this point? Can I have one round of S now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, perfect. So let me show you some small thing. Okay, so in my computer about one particular site, which will help you. Now let me share my screen from my laptop. So that you will get even more a better understanding about this. Okay, now this website, what it basically does, right? Now I send a message. Let's take that I'm sending a message to Rupa. I click on encrypt. So basically what happens, this hi message is being converted into something like this. Okay, now I copy that and I put that in my box number 3 and I click on decrypt. What happens, right? I can able to get the original message called hi over here in my box number 4. You all can able to see 1, 2, 3, 4 how it is working. So in the first box, encryption is happening. In the second box, decryption is happening. Okay, now you might be very clear. Now see guys, in the box number 3, it's 67, right? I will put wantedly a wrong message called 77. Okay, and I will try to decrypt. So you guys can able to see that now you will not get the original message because it's not a valid one, right? So you will get an error while encountered while doing this option. Now let me do the original value and try to decrypt it. So now you can able to get the original message. This is basic about encryption and decryption that most of the people here be aware of this, I believe. Okay, so let's ideally think in one logic. Okay, so this hi message is being converted into this, and again this converted guy again is converted back here. So what it basically happens, how this process is working, so some algorithm is used, right? So some algorithm which basically converts the hi message into something like this, and the same algorithm is used in a reverse engineering, and which converts that into the original message called hi. So some algorithm which is playing an important role here that I can able to clearly understand. Okay, so now an hacker who cracked the algorithm, hacker can able to hack your things, right? So if the hacker knows the algorithm, how this conversion is working, then the hacker can able to get the original value based on this encrypted one also. Okay, so do you all agree? If the hacker knows the algorithm, he can able to read the original value of this. Do you all agree with me?
Yes.
So
Yes.
what can be the key measure that can be taken right now? Because just ideally think, okay, so this is a website. Okay, this website, one guy could have written a code, correct? So let's take an example that this is my own website. Okay, so which I have created. Now I am a guy who created this website, and I am the guy who created the algorithm. So even an encrypted value is easy for me to crack it. So what can be the security measure which can be taken on top of it? Okay, like the same message, like how I send a hi message to Rupa, it's been encrypted when it travels over the internet. If some hacker who knows the algorithm which is used in the WhatsApp, the hacker can able to read the original message, to be honest. Okay, so what can be used in this particular way? So here you can use something called an customer key. What is that key, right? You can just put anything that you like. You can just put 12345, or you can just type Azure. Whatever you want, you can just put it, or you can just do it. Let me put easy one for 12345, and I will click on encrypt. See, the same hi message is converted into a different way right now. Okay, I copy this, I put that in my box number 3, and I will try to decrypt it. I'm getting an error because I didn't provide my key. Let me provide a wrong key called 1234, and I will click on decrypt. Again, I won't get my original message because I'm providing a wrong key. So if I put my original key, then I can able to get my original message, which is called hi. Now here what happens? Two things are working on. One thing, the basic algorithm which converts into this. On top of it, you are having your key, which is known as 12345. Now, if a hacker who needs to decrypt this particular value, then he needs two things. He needs to know the algorithm, plus he needs to know the key. Then only this guy can able to hack your data. Am I right, guys?
Yes, sir.
How about others, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I can just simply say encryption and decryption and I can go, but I won't do that because I just want you to understand in a detailed way. That's the reason I'm just spending a lot of time for you. Okay, so a little bit of S will be making me sure that you are all with me. Okay, no worries. I will share my screen from my another device. Now, the basic encryption is divided into two types. Okay, one is PMK, another one is CMK. What is PMK and what is CMK? PMK is nothing but a platform managed key. CMK is nothing but a customer managed key. What is platform managed key? What is customer managed key? Now, I said you very clear, right? Whatever the data which is coming into the data center is basically being encrypted. Now, how I showed a website, on top of it, you create one kind of a key, correct? The key is known as 12345. The same way, what Azure does, Azure basically they writes the algorithm and then they create one key. Okay, they create one key. This key is created by Microsoft and managed by Microsoft. That is known as PMK, which is nothing but a platform managed key. Now you might think that, hey, you are saying that whatever the data which comes into the data center will be encrypted. And you are saying that you will create one key like 12345. And you are saying that I will manage my own keys. Okay. What happened if the hacker who steals the key and who knows the algorithm, then my data can be leaked, right? Yes, you are 200% right. But Azure will not keep that much of lethargic way when they come to security. Okay, so you can blindly trust them, but when it comes to security, few organizations they follow something known as zero trust policy, which means they don't trust anyone. So when the customers are like that, then what they can do, they can go with something known as a customer managed key. Okay, so basically the algorithms are created by Microsoft. The customer, which means like you and me, like we can create the own key and we can just give to Azure that, hey boss, you can use this key for your encryption. Now the keys are on whose control? It's on our control. So some hacker who wants to hack the data, he needs to crack the algorithm of Azure and he needs to get the key from you so that he can able to steal the data of it. So this is the key difference between PMK and CMK. PMK is nothing but the keys are created by Microsoft and managed by Microsoft. That is known as PMK. CMK is nothing but the keys are created by the customers and the keys are need to be maintained by the customers. Okay, everyone are clear with the two concepts that is known as PMK and CMK?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So by default, someone who creates something, right? Okay, so till now we created a virtual machine, we created the OS disk, data disk, and we kept few files, right? So what mechanism it will there by default, right? It will be PMK. Okay, because few people they doesn't know about the security, even might be you who have never opened your eyes when it comes to security. So you would have created a file like some dummy files, just typing OS disk, data disk, temporary disk. So have you ever think about the security mechanism? What happens if someone try to steal my data and try to read that? You would have not thought in that particular wide angle. Okay, I know there might be the people in that scenario as well. So by default, Azure will choose this PMK so that when it comes to security, they needs to be super safe. So they basically encrypt. On top of it, they use their own keys to basically encrypt this complete data. Now let's see the today's topic, what we are going to do, right? We will create one virtual machine, and inside the virtual machine, by default, the virtual machine will have a mechanism that is known as platform managed key. So now what we are going to do, we will create a key vault, and inside the key vault, we will create our own key. Okay. Once this is done, we will request this guy to use this guy so that this guy will be converted into this guy. Because basically you need to provide a key, right? Where you can create a key, you can able to create it inside the key vault. For this, you need a middleman. The middleman is nothing but DES, disk encryption set. If you do this architectural design, then the concept is done. Okay, the left hand side is VM and the right hand side is key vault, and the middleman is disk encryption set. A simple architectural design. This design will help you to convert the PMK into CMK. Guys, the architectural design you need to understand, then only you can able to understand whatever the things which I'm going to do it over practically. Three simple boxes: VM, key vault, disk encryption set. Connecting all together, the job is done. Everyone are clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, maybe
Yes.
Yes, one guy, I think he blocked me. Who's that?
sorry. Can you tell me if we are using PMK also, we need to store something in Key Vault, or is it only for CMK?
Only for CMK, because PMK is something known as a platform managed key. The keys are created by Microsoft and managed by themselves. Okay, so you don't want to have a look into it, or you don't want to manage it. So it's not, you don't want to do anything. Okay, you can just blindly go ahead and use it. CMK is something like you want to create your own key, and that key needs to be used for the encryption. You're getting my point?
Yes.
Okay. To give a simple example, what can I say? Now you have your house, right? Inside your house, you might be having a door lock. Okay. The keys are created by yourself because you are the person who designed the key, right? So the keys are created by you and it should be managed by you. Okay. So that you can able to go inside the house. If the keys are lost, then you cannot able to go inside the door. It's a responsibility of a user. Okay. That concept is known as CMK. Then what is PMK? You go for a hospital. Okay. So do you have a key of it? No, there will be a security. When you go, automatically the security will open the door for you. So you don't want to manage the key. You don't want to worry about anything. You can just close your eyes and you can walk inside the hospital. That is known as PMK. Right now, a simple example that came into my head. Clear, sir? Sir, are you there?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. So let's go ahead and do the practical things. Okay. So guys, don't use this website which I used right now. Okay. Because I'm not sure whether this is a trusted website or not. This guy can close the website at any point of time. Okay. So don't think that this is super useful and I will keep all my Instagram username and password and I will put it here. So it will be encrypted. So I will put this in my notes. So whenever I want, I will take it. No, don't do this because this is not a trusted website. Okay. So that guy can able to get the data, whatever you are trying to save it here when you try to encrypt. So might be he might written a code which can go travel into his database and he can save that also. Okay. So don't use this platform for any kind of official things. If you want to give a lab or some small thing, you can. So I just keep it in a region called Central India. So always choose that. And can someone see me why I choose no infrastructure redundancy required? Guys, anyone knows the reason why I don't choose this guy and this guy, why I choose this? Okay, you might not answer because the reason is I'm doing a simple lab. For the simple lab, I don't want to configure availability set and availability zone. So I just say no infrastructure is needed from you. So blindly go ahead and create the machine so that I can just save the cost. Okay. Guys, you know that when it comes to disk, there are like two type of disk. One is OS disk and data disk, which we have clearly read on the first few days. I remember. Okay. Now you see there is a OS disk which is about the size of around 127 GB. And you see here it uses the encryption mechanism that is known as a platform managed key. So the keys are created by Microsoft and managed by Microsoft. So here you didn't, the guy who doesn't have any knowledge about this particular option, you don't want to worry. Okay. So whatever the options which are selected by Microsoft, it's going to be the best options. Okay. This is something really, really important that you all wants to know. Okay. So I just repeat my things one more time. So what if you doesn't know like what to be selected here, whatever the option which is selected by Microsoft, you can just blindly go ahead and continue and you can just go ahead. Okay. The options which they do is best of best. Okay. To be even more very clear. So what I will do, you can just see here. I will just try to create one storage account. This is super important that you all should know. I try to create a storage account. Okay. So you all know the redundancy about LRS, GRS, ZRS, ZZRS. Now you just see here, just think that the guy who doesn't know about any kind of knowledge about the redundancy or something. Okay. So let me create a new resource group called, okay, test and see here. by default, the redundancy option will be GRS. By default, they can select LRS also, right? But they won't do that, okay? Because they know if the guy who doesn't wants to have this kind of redundancy, okay, the guy who doesn't know about it, let it be by default GRS, because GRS is going to have an higher availability when compared to LRS, right? So even you doesn't know about that particular option, you just leave it blindly, and whatever the options which have been selected by Microsoft are going to be the best options. Guys, everyone are clear? I need to get S from everyone. This is something really important.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
in future, like you might come across many kind of resources that you need to create. So I doesn't know like what option needs to be selected. You leave it blankly, whatever the options which are selected or the super options. Okay. Okay, great. Now you can able to see that the OS disk is getting created, and inside that you can able to see the customer managed key. Right now you can't able to do it because we don't have the keys and other things. Let it be the platform managed key, and let me go ahead and create my virtual machine. Okay, so my left hand side, my virtual machine is getting created. So I go to my another tab, I will create my right hand side, which is nothing but a key vault. So key vault is a resource that needs to be created inside a resource group. So I select a resource group called RG1 and I will give a name. I give a name called Satish KV, and what is it today date? 23042025. Okay, so I create a keyword with this particular name, and what region you want. I always choose Central India, so I choose Central India, and you can able to see here the dates to retain the retained vault. Okay, the deleted vault is 90 days, which is nothing but, okay, now you have a recycle bin. Okay, so what basically recycle bin it does, like whenever you delete any file accidentally or when you want to delete it, like it goes to the recycle bin, and within few days or few couple of weeks you remember that, hey, I need to recover that file. You can just go ahead and take that from the recycle bin. The same option we have in our mobile device as well. When you try to delete any kind of a file in your mobile device, it basically goes into the trash. It stays for the next 30 days, and we can able to recover it whenever we want to do it, right? The same way here also, the deleted vaults that goes for the retention date of around 90 days. Okay, so I just come again at 91 day and I want to recover it, then can I? Then 200% you cannot. Okay, so whatever the deleted vault, that will go ahead and expire, and the minimum dates would be like 7 days to 90 days. Okay, that is the maximum days that you can have. So always choose the maximum, so if something goes wrong, then we will be beneficial. So, and you can just go ahead and click on enable. So what does it means? Like the purge protection, when you enable this, what happens? It enforces a mandatory retention period for the deleted vaults and objects. So we are just enforcing that if something got deleted, you need to follow this mechanism, that 90 days policy. Okay, we are just enforcing a mandatory retention period for the deleted vaults and objects. So we are just following this. Just enable it. Okay, then click on next. Now, okay, in your particular class, I didn't talk about RBAC rule, correct? Okay, so guys, just for time being, okay, tomorrow I will talk about this. It's my mistake. I should have spoken about that first, and this class should be second. So no, nothing to worry. In this particular option alone, you choose this particular option. Okay, if you choose this option, then you get your name at the bottom. Okay, you see, I got my name. So basically, Satish will have an access if you choose this option. If I didn't choose this option, my name will not be there, so I won't get any access to my keyword. Okay, which is basically using a mechanism that is known as RBAC. Okay, I will talk about this RBAC tomorrow, so just blindly ignore this and just have a keyword that if you just select this vault access policy, you can able to see your name. If your name is there, then you can able to access this keyword. Now if I just choose this, see my name is not there, so I will not have an access. Okay, you can just give a case study. So once this class is completed, just click on this review and create it, and then try to create something. You cannot. Okay, now I will choose vault access policy. So my name is there. I will click on review and create. So I will have an access to the key vault. Okay, now my key vault is getting created. So my left hand side, my virtual machine has created. On my right hand side, my key vault is getting created. Let it complete. Okay, my key vault is also done. So my key vault is ready, and so my virtual machine is also ready. So two things are done. So inside my key vault, I need to create my key. Correct. So you can expand the object and you can click on keys and you can click on generate, and you can just type the name of it. You can just type any name that you like. I will give a name called VM1-key. Okay, and these are the key mechanisms. So you can just leave it default and just click on create. So there is a key which got created. Now guys, in the typical example, how I created a key called 12345, like the same way, one key that got created and it got saved with a name that is known as VM1-keys. Okay, so which is present inside the key vault. So now my key vault and keys are ready, my virtual machine is ready, and as I said earlier, the virtual machine, which by default it's going to have an encryption mechanism that is known as PMK, which is nothing but a platform managed key. So how can I go ahead and check that? It's very simple. If you go to your disk, and you know very well that you have two kind of disk. One is the OS disk, another one is the data disk. See here, we didn't have any data disk. You know the reason. By default, only the OS disk that will be getting created. The data disk will not be getting created. And if you want, you should have created when you create, or after post creating the VM also, you can able to create the data disk. Okay, now the OS disk is there with a size of around 127 GB, and you can able to see the encryption mechanism that is using, which is known as PMK. I keep a pause here. Everyone are clear till this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now my first tab virtual machine, second tab key vault, my third tab, what I will do, I will just create the intermediate guy, which is nothing but disk encryption set. Disk, oh my bad, I should type here, disk encryption set, and I click on a create button, and it's a kind of a resource, so you need to keep it inside a resource group, and you can just give a name called vmn-des. Des is nothing but disk encryption set. Guys, whatever the name that you wish to have, you can. Okay, so I will keep it fully. Yeah, it's your call. You can just do it as per your wish, and spaces are not allowed. Okay, so you can give any name that you like. Okay, so I give a name called vmn-disk encryption set. Now let it be in the region of central India. Now you wanted to select your key vault. So what is your key vault? Your key vault is Satish KV 2304-2025. Guys, you might be seeing two things, both are same. If you just have a look into it, it's a UI issue which is from Microsoft. You can just select anyone, both are same. Okay, so now this got selected. Now you should select your key. We created a key inside a key vault, you all remember, with a name called vm1-key. You can able to see that key here, and the key has a version. Just select the version of it. All done. Now click on review and create. Now basically when you create a disk encryption set, what it's happening, it's trying to talk to your key vault and it's trying to talk to your key. Okay, so now the right side and the left side are ready. Now the middle guy is ready. The middle guy is trying to talk with your right side, which is nothing but your key vault. Okay, now my disk encryption set is also ready. Now guys, you can able to see that you can able to see an error. Okay, before talking about this error, let me go to my key vault and I will show this access policies. Now, as I said earlier, when I was just creating the key vault, I selected a mechanism known as vault access policy. You would have all remembered it. Now, when I select that, my name was there. Now you can able to see that who has an access to the key vault. Only Satish is having an access to this key vault. Now what you are trying to do, right? You are trying to connect with your disk encryption set. Now your disk encryption set wants to talk with your key vault, basically this key vault, and it wants to talk to your key. So you selected from the drop down list, right? While creating a disk encryption set, you talk to this key vault and try to take this key and try to take this version. Like that, we selected it right now. When we create it, this guy is saying that, hey, I don't have an access to your key vault. That is known as Satish KV 2304 2025. Yes, I know that because only Satish has an access right now. So you wanted to provide an access to your disk encryption set, then only this guy can able to read this key which is inside. Okay, so how to give an access? Very simple. You go ahead and click this red color button. That's it, the job is done. Azure Intelligence knows very well that what you're trying to do. Okay, you click on the error, the issue is fixed. Now if you do a refresh here, you can able to see that your disk encryption set also has an access to your key vault, specifically to the keys. Okay, now the job is done. So all things are done right now. VM is ready, key vault is ready, and disk encryption set is ready. And disk encryption set now has an access to your key vault and which can able to read the key. Now one last thing is pending. The last thing is you want to connect the disk encryption set with your VM. So this last thing is pending. Let's try to do that as well. So in order to do this, your machine should be in a stop state. Okay, then only you can able to perform this activity. So let me stop the machine and I go to my disk, and here you can able to see that the OS disk which is having an encryption mechanism that is known as PMK. Correct. I go to my disk, and inside my disk, this is my disk, and which is about the size of 127 GB and which has been attached to my VM1, and this is basically disk. So can I just type disk here and can I able to see that? Yes, you can. Just see, you can able to see here, and which has been attached with a VM file. So let me go here and click on setting and click on encryption. Now here you can able to see that it's using a platform managed key. So select a customer managed key. So which is nothing but you are pointing to the disk encryption set. So the VM is trying to connect with the disk encryption set right now. See, you're pointing to your VM1 encryption set, basically this guy. And this guy has a connectivity with your key vault. See, it's connected to your key vault and basically this key. So everything will be connected right now when you click on the save button. That's it. The job is done. A simple architectural design: VM, key vault, and disk encryption set. If you all connect these three guys together, then the job is done. So if you just make a practice by watching the recording, you will be even more better. The first time when you view it, it will be a little bit dry, I know, but when you practice only, you can able to get it even more better. But if you understand the underlying concept, that would be super good. Now I kept my machine in a stop mode. I'm starting it. So now if I go to my disk, now I will do a small refresh. See guys, now the encryption mechanism from the PMK, it changes to CMK. Everyone can able to get this, I believe. Yes, one round of S, no?
Yes, sir. But
Yes, sir.
as you told that CMK, we will tell that, okay, what kind of a key we should push to them. But here we have provided any kind of a key we have given to the Azure, right?
No. I'm not getting you. Come again, please.
Yeah, let's see. A CMK is very custom managed key, right? So
Yeah, yes. The
as per
customer will have
what
their
we
own.
need, or yeah, what we need to give to the Azure or
Yeah,
this one.
exactly.
But here we have not got any kind of a CMK. We have not given what kind of a key we want to give to the Azure.
We have given, right? See, okay. So this is the key vault, correct? Key vault is a place which stores your key. And if you just go here, you can able to see here, you have generated a new key that is called VM1-key. Okay, so let me click on generate button one more time. So basically it will ask you a name for storing this key. Basically, like in your house, you might having a multiple keys. One is a bike, one is the fridge, and the one is the bedroom key. Like you have a multiple keys, right? So you wanted to give a name for the key. I'm just giving a key called VM2-key. So every keys will be having a different pattern. Am I right? Your bike key will be in a different format. Your fridge key will be in a different format. Like that, the keys are in a two different format. One is RSA, another one is easy. Okay, and it also has the size. So it is a core part of the keys. So you don't want to know that much of core important things when it comes to keys. So you just leave it by default. And when you click on a create button, it will generate one own key for you. And the O key, which has got saved with a name known as VM2-key. So here you don't want to say that the key should be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you will not providing the value of it, but you are basically generating it. You are getting the point?
Yes, yes, I.
Now two different keys are there. Now I just create a disk encryption set which basically use my key when, and based on it I'm just connecting that with my disk. Basically inside my disk only my data are going to be residing, right? My data is either going to be under the OS disk or inside my data disk. So that should be CMK. Now guys, I will just create a data disk. See how easy it is for me. So I have to give a name. I will give a name called VM1_data disk. And how much GB you want? I want 100 GB. Just type 100. What is the encryption mechanism you want? I want an encryption that is known as CMK. Select your disk encryption set. Click on apply. Job is done. See, now I created a data disk with a size of around 100 GB, which is using an encryption mechanism known as CMK. Guys, everyone are getting the point?
Yes, sir.
How about
Yes,
others?
sir.
Only two people? Guys, other people are there with me?
Sir, I need one clarification.
Yes.
Uh, OSTs have to create the key. Okay, so I don't have. So sorry. I need to create another partition for 40 GB to create the partition to separate for 127 to cut the 80 GB to 40 GB. So, I understand. You understand, sir?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, I understand your question. Okay, so what is
Yeah.
your
So,
question, right? So let me brief your question. So correct me if I'm wrong. Now you have a data disk about like 100 GB. Okay, that 100 GB that you want to partition into two type. Okay, one is 50 GB, another one is 50 GB in two different drives. So
yes, sir.
how this mechanism is going to work right now? Am I right?
Yeah, correct, sir.
So now you have created a disk called data disk, correct? And which is the size of around 100 GB, correct? This 100 GB is using an encryption mechanism that is known as a customer managed key. You partition into 2 of or 20 different of. It doesn't mean that. Okay. It basically on cumulated together, it's a single disk, and this disk that you are dividing into 20 different parts, but the total encryption mechanism which is going to be used as a CMK. To be even more very clear, now you have a pen drive. The pen drive is around like 16 GB. Inside 16 GB, you just partition into 16 different half, each like 1 GB. Okay.
Okay,
But the underlying device is a single device, which is a single pen drive of 16 GB. The same way, the disk is about 100 GB. You partition inside it or not, that is a different case, but it's going to use the same mechanism of encryption that is known as CMK. You're clear, sir?
Yeah, yes, sir. Understand, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So let's play around on it. Okay. So when next time any people who is asking a simple question, okay. So might be this might be a simple question. Few people would have already known about this. Okay. You try to answer the question which you're among the member who is asking. Okay. The reason why I'm just giving this opportunity, you don't want it to take it in a wrong way that this guy doesn't have a capability to answer it. No, sir. Absolutely. The answer is no. Why I'm giving this option for you, even there might be an interview question which is similar towards it, right? So your on spot of thinking ability that needs to be really important. So how I can able to do it, because I haven't work experience towards it, so I can able to handle it. Okay, so even few things even I can't able to handle it. When it comes in that particular situation, what I basically do, I just go around and I do a big R&D on it, and I will just do a self learn, because things are keep on changing day to day. Okay, today I do something, tomorrow it might not be there. So in order to stay towards the market, then I need to keep on upgrading myself. That implements to you as well. Okay, so whenever if any question who's been asking one among your member, if someone who wants to really answer that, before I do that, you just say that I will take up this question. So you try to answer it in your own way. Don't think about the English communication or your vocabulary or any other things. You can be even very wrong. Okay. So the core part I can able to understand, and the guy who asked the question can able to understand. That's absolutely good. Guys, everyone are getting my core point, I believe. Yes, no. But for that you guys needs to talk. Then only you can able to do that. Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
For this also you should talk.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
If I idle on mute, then you can't. Okay. Just I'm just providing a platform for everyone to upskill, guys. Okay. It's among like your choice. You take it or you doesn't take it. It's on your end. Okay. So I give an opportunity, or even you have a good thinking ability better than me, you can just go ahead and block me and you can do it. Okay. Okay, fine then. So let me do the next one for you. So what I will do, I will just choose the next topic and I will go ahead and talk about it. So the next topic which I'm going to talk about is known as policy. So in general terminology, you know what is known as policy. Policy is nothing but a kind of a rules and regulations that we have to follow. For an example, most of the people here are Indians, right? So we all know that if anyone who wants to drive a vehicle, then you need to be more than 18 years. Then only you are allowed to drive a vehicle in India. If you are lesser than that and you're doing it, then you are going to be punishable. Okay, it's an offense which you're doing. Like that, we have n number of rules that we need to follow in India. Then only you can able to survive here. Not only in India, even in your college or even in office, we have multiple rules and regulations which has been created by them, and we have to follow that. If an office says that you have to come to the office like weekly twice, then you have to go for it. So I won't do it. Whatever the policy you create, you just do it. I will always disobey that. If you're in that way, then the company is going to take a strict action towards you. Then you will be terminated or you will be given a warning. So we don't want to do that. Okay. So you know what is known as policy. Even in the home also, there are like few policies that the father and the mother or the wife or the husband who creates it. Okay. And we have to follow that. If you're not following it, then we won't get any food. So simple way, like every way, wherever you go, there are like policies are there and we need to follow it for sure. Now the same way like that, I have a policy. Okay. I say that everyone to create the resources on the region called Central India. I know that there are like 15 people who are there in this group. They will follow me. Okay. Okay. This guy is creating the things in Central India. So I will also create in Central India. But there might be 5-10% who will always act opposite towards me. What this guy is saying, why do I need to look into him? I will just create in East US. I will create in just West Japan. Yeah, you can create at any place. I know that. But when I say something, you need to follow that, right? If you're not following, then what can I able to do? I can just create one policy. Okay. And if I create a policy, then you need to follow that for sure. If you're not following, then you cannot able to do what you wish to do. Okay, so guys, I'm just talking everything on a same example about policy. Okay, don't take it in the wrong way. Now, I always choose a location called Central India. Now, if I just request my audience, which means my employees or my co-workers also to create the resources on Central India. One guy, he selected East US. Okay. Now this guy is trying to create a storage account in East US. Now he is not obeying me, correct? So if I create a policy in a way that if everyone needs to follow this, then this guy cannot able to create a storage account at all. Okay. Not only storage account, he cannot able to create any resources if he is not obeying my rules. So whatever you want, you can just create a policy and you can just implement it. For an example, you all know that whenever we create a virtual machine, we choose a size called B2S rather than selecting B12S, because you all know that B12S is going to have a less specification. And when you try to create a machine and when you try to take an RDP and when you try to access that machine, the machine will give the slowness. So we don't want to feel that. For that reason, we just upgrade this machine so to B2S. So you can just create a policy that whenever someone creates the VM, it should be under the size of B2S. Just create a policy. Some guy who or the other guy who tried to disobey your policy, then that guy cannot able to create the virtual machine at all. Guys, everyone are getting my point? So like this, you can just create n number of policies in your portal. And if the policies are implemented, then the people should follow that. If they're not following it, then they cannot able to proceed anything further what they wish to do. Everyone are good with the example and the other things which I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this policy alone, I cannot able to share my screen and I cannot able to do it because I don't have an access. So anyone who is ready with your portal.azure.com, like who's logged in with your laptop, can please let me know. You can share your screen. I can completely assist you from my end.
Yes, sir.
Anyone
I will
else?
share that. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I should share.
Thanks, Morgan.
Just a minute.
Yeah. Sure. Yes, sir. Your screen is visible for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Okay,
you
sir.
can, yeah, portal.azure.com. Okay. Now what you can do, now you can just click on storage account. We'll be a little bit faster. Okay. Uh, just so one small thing, sir. Like I just
Okay.
see your credit, which is
Okay.
drastically down. Like you're not deleting your resources.
No, no, no.
Okay,
No, sir.
you're doing something else in the background. Then super good.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
working for VM mission for past 15 days.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Then it's good, sir. Then it's good.
yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah. You can just create a storage account. Click on storage account.
1 minute. Okay.
And yeah. Now you can just click on a create button. And you can just give a name for your storage account. Okay, just keep it, create a new resource group, create a new one. So you can give any new name. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, click on OK and just type
Yes.
your name as Morgan. For the storage account, Morgan. No, you should
Okay.
not use capital letters. So
Okay. Okay. Okay.
so just type Morgan and today's date 2304, because storage account name should be unique in this world. Okay,
Yeah.
so now no one in this world would have created a storage account with this particular name. Just scroll down and you see the region. Now you select a different region. You select a region called East US or anything, whatever the region that you like. You just select any other region apart from Central India.
East
Okay.
Asia.
Okay, anything. So now just click on review and create. Now guys, you can able to see that Now he choose a different region called East Asia. Okay, so now he can just click on a create button, and this particular storage account will be getting created within couple of minutes. We all know that. Okay, and meanwhile what we will do, we will create a new policy in the system. Okay, so that no one in this subscription cannot able to deviate this particular policy. Now what you can do, sir, ideally rather than waiting, you can just duplicate this window,
Just wait.
or you can open in another tab which is called portal.azure.com. Yes, now that storage account will create in the background. Let it ideally run. Now let's implement a new rule. Okay, you can just type policy in the search. Yes, just click on policy. Now we will create one policy. Okay, so in the left hand side you can able to see something called authorizing, and inside that you can able to see something called definition. Click on it. Yes, definition.
Okay.
Yeah, now here is a place, guys. You can able to see multiples of policies which are created by Microsoft. Okay, so now whatever the policy that you want to implement, you can just filter it out. Now we want to work something related to location, correct? Now filter by name is there now. Just there is a small filter over there. Just type location inside that. Yeah.
Left side or
No,
left
no,
side?
not inside.
Yeah, okay.
Now here you can able to see a policy that is known as allowed location. The last one you can able to see here.
Okay. Allowed location
Allowed
for.
location for resource group.
Yeah.
That is, you see allowed location. Yeah. Click on it.
Okay.
This is entirely for your subscription. Click on assign policy. So guys, what we are doing, we are just putting this for the entire subscription. You can able to see the scope is completely for Azure subscription. So whatever the things are getting created inside the subscription, you need to follow this policy. Okay, so I want to put this policy only for a specific resource group. Then you can just select the scope. You can just select that particular resource group as well. Now let's keep it under the scope of subscription itself. Click on the next button. Now you can just select your allowed location, which place that you want to allow your people. Just type India in the search. You have a filter, right? Just type India. You will have something called Central India. Yeah. Guys, if you wish to select other regions also, it's a simple checkbox. Okay, you can just select n number of allowed locations as well. Now let's keep it very simple. That is something known as Central India. Now non-compliance message is there. Can you able to see the next one next at the top? Yes, next one non-compliance message. Now you can just give a message to your customer. No, one step back. The message is something like create the resource in CI, or just type this, create the resource in Central India. Just type anything that you like, or just type, to be short, just type CI. CI in the sense Central India. No, create a resource in CI.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Okay, click on review and create. Okay, so we are just giving a dummy message to the audience. Yeah, click on create. Now you have created a policy. That policy is known as allowed location, and the allowed location is Central India, and you have given a message like create the resource in Central India. Now go to the previous tab and check whether the creation has been completed. It would have been completed. The storage account that you created on the East Asia, that would have been completed. Can you just go to the third tab of your browser, sir? Or if you can't, just type storage. No. Okay. Guys, I will just take another 1 or 2 minutes, and you can just click on storage accounts, and you can able to see that whatever we created, it's done. And you can able to see the location right here, that is known as East Asia. Guys, you all can able to see that, I believe. Okay, now what we will do now, just now we implemented a policy, right? Now we will create and one more storage account. Click on a create button. Now I have created a policy on my subscription, which is known as Azure subscription one. Select the drop down list and select, already we have a resource storage up. Sorry, my tongue is rolling. Already we have a resource group. Select that resource group from the drop down list. From the drop down list, already we have something now. Yes. Yes. Now just type the storage account name as Mohan 2404. Just provide tomorrow's date. Okay, and select a different region. Let's take East Asia. Let it be the same one. Click on a review and create. You choose anything you wish to have. Okay. Yeah, click on review and create. Basically, this will not create. Yeah, click on review. You will get an error right now because there is a policy which is implemented on your subscription. What is that policy? See, you are getting an error. We have put out a policy that your location should be Central India. Click on the red color message. See, there is a policy which has got implemented. The policy name is known as allowed location, and it gives you a reason. Read the reason, create the resource in CI, which means create the resource in Central India. So you can be very clear when it comes to the reason, so that if anyone who is getting an error, they can able to read the reason why they are getting it. Okay, now again go to the basics page and select the region as Central India and click on review and create. Right now you will not get an error. Yeah, click on review and create. Now the validation will pass and you will get the create button enabled. Yes, everyone are getting the point? Just implementing a policy. So if the policies are implemented, you need to follow, like how the Indian governments, they put policies. We have to follow that. Guys, everyone are clear? Like that, we are creating a policy in Azure portal and everyone needs to follow it. One round of yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now you can just delete your policy, okay, because it will disturb your stuff. So what you do, just type policy in the search.
Or
in the global search. 1 minute, sir. I will take up your question. Just type policy and you see the policy there, right? Click on it. Now here you can able to see the policy, which is called allowed location, and click on the 3 dots and click on delete assignment.
Okay.
1 minute, it is loading. Yeah, you see there is an allowed location, and click on the 3 dotted lines here. Here, sir. You have the 3 dotted lines at the right side.
Okay.
Yeah, click on delete.
Yes.
Yes. Now, if you just create a storage account in East Asia, you can able to create, because now the policies are removed. Okay, so this is about the policies, guys. Like that, you have n number of policies. Like you wanted to create a policy for the virtual machine, just go to the definition and just type virtual machine. You can able to find n number of policies related to virtual machine. You want to create a tag, then put it. So whatever you want, Microsoft has the policies. You can just take it and you can just implement it. Okay, so that's it from today's end, guys. Today you have learned 2 things. One is Key Vault, another one is Azure policies. Okay, so if you're quite good, you can just drop off. If anyone has any questions, you can please let me know. I'm done for the day. So any questions? Morgan, I think like you were trying to ask me something, or no?
Yes, sir. I created for IAM user yesterday. Okay.
Okay, this is something out of the box that you're asking, correct?
Yeah. So this is for related question, I think.
Yeah, I can answer it. Give me 1 minute alone. So I take up the other questions which is related towards the curriculum or not. Is anyone has any questions? Yes, no will be better. Any questions related to
Sir,
today's?
I'm having one question. Can we create two different keys for a OS disk one key and for a data disk another
You can.
key?
You can.
Different.
You can. So go to your key vault and just create two keys with a name called VM1-OS disk and create another key called VM1-data disk key. So try to map it accordingly. You can.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
May I have one more question? So, is this policies, can we create something like locally only for resource group or something? Because this seems to be bigger scope, right?
By going into the scope, you can just select only the resource group. Below the scope, you have an exclusion option. So specifically, you need to exclude these alone. And apart from those things, you can include, you can exclude, include, you can able to do on it. Okay, so
Okay.
okay. If you click on definition one more time, just go for definition, so
Okay.
and just type location one more time. Just select the allowed location, and you can able to see the scope over there.
Okay.
No.
Oh. Sorry.
Just type location, and the filter by name is
Oh,
there, no?
yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
Just click on allowed location. Now you can able to see that you have two allowed locations. One is allowed location for resource group, allowed location general. Click on assign policy, and you can able to see that the scope. Now you want to allow this location specifically for a resource group. Then click on the scope. You have a three dotted lines. Click on it. And the
Okay.
first one. Yeah. You select the resource group. The next option. Okay. Specifically, if you want to implement for a specific resource group. The below one. Yeah. Select it. Select anything.
Yeah. This
Select
is
anything.
just already okay.
Just select.
Select.
Select
Okay.
it. Yeah. Now this scope is only for this particular resource group. And exclusion is there. So if you want to exclude something alone, you can just click on the three dots and again you can explore it. So, right, well,
Yeah. Not audible, sir. Yeah,
okay.
just a bit.
Okay. I think any other questions we have for today's class? I think the answer is no. Now, Morgan, like you can just go with your personal questions. And guys, the other audience, like who's wish to know his question and the solution, you can just stay here. Or if you have any other important job, you can just leave. Okay. Then you can proceed with your personal questions.
Your voice not audible. Mm, Tomorrow I trying to reach you, sir.
Okay. So
Okay.
what is the question? Can I have the question so that we'll see what is the type of it?
Yeah, okay.
What is your question?
Oh no, sir. Created for yesterday. I am user. So sub user. I am user. Primary. Sorry. Secondary user. I have to create it. So user based policy. I have to any encryption, sir. For example, read write option only for particular user. For example,
Oh,
not able to create any virtual machine or any
okay.
NAT
I
forwarding.
got it. I got it. Okay, I got your question. So
Okay.
this is something called which I said that is known as RBAC role. Okay, role-based access control. That is the thing that we are going to talk about tomorrow. Okay. So
Okay.
today I
Okay.
said I should have spoken about this, and today I should be taking this class tomorrow. So that is the thing that I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So you can hold your breath, and tomorrow I will talk about the topic. You can just get the clarification in a detailed way. If
Yeah.
not, then
Okay.
you can plug in that one more time. I
Yeah.
can actually clear that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Understand.
Sure then. Okay, guys. Then we are quite good, and we will meet tomorrow, and we will learn higher the ladder. Thanks all for joining with me. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
You.
Thank you.